Or he was one of the faces of the student protests during the 2014 umbrella movement there. Since July, he's been in exile in the UK. Nathan Law, thank you for speaking with us here on France 24.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So you heard the news there. Jimmy Lai in prison. He's not charged with national security breaches. Nonetheless, your thoughts on the timing of all of this?
Well, the timing of the arrest of Joshua, Agnes, and Jimmy, three of the most recognizable international figures in Hong Kong's democratic movement, does mean something. For them, for the Chinese Communist Party, it is a very clear signal to show that they are still getting hold of Hong Kong and incarcerating political activists as much as they can. So I think the international community should really react to that and revolve their support towards the Hong Kong democratic movement.
And why is it happening now?
Well, the timing is important. For example, the U.S. government is in a transaction period. There must be less attention towards what's happening in Hong Kong. And also, we're still in the middle of pandemic, where different countries are mostly focusing on their domestic issues. So Beijing see that gap of window and then to implement as draconian measures as they can.
And you heard the news that Ted Hui, another activist who is currently in Denmark, is coming your way. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not sure whether he is coming to the UK, but yes, indeed, he said that he's not planning to go back to Hong Kong. And I think, well, that is his sacrifice and his difficult choice. He has 9 charges, and each of them could lead him to months or years of imprisonment. And he is the one who suffer one of the most serious incarceration from the government. So I think he indeed have a choice to make it, and I wish him all the best.
His announcement today, does it give an argument to those judges in Hong Kong to deny bail to Jimmy Lai, saying he is a flight risk?
Well, from Ted Hui's statement, he did not reveal anything about the process of his thoughts and also the details of the judgment and about Jimmy Lai. And I personally don't think that the rejection of Jimmy Lai's bail is correlated to Ted Hui, because it is so obvious that in no matter Tam Tashi's case or Agnes or Joshua's case, the court judges, they have made quite clear that these important activists, they are seemingly consistently being rejected when they apply for bail term, even though for a slight charges like the one Jimmy Lai is facing. So I guess this is quite orchestrated actions from the judiciary and from Beijing.
You arrived in London in July. Looking back on it, was it the right move?
I think for the past 5 months, I've been doing a lot of international advocacy work. Indeed, the awareness on Hong Kong issue in Europe has been drastically increased, and we've been seeing a lot of European countries making tougher statements and changing their China policy to a much more aggressive and tougher way. I think this is something that Hong Kong democratic movement need, because at the end of the day, we need the international community to hold China accountable for them to pay their price when they commit in human rights violation. So I think the international advocacy one indeed needs someone to be outside of Hong Kong and doing so. And I think the people outside Hong Kong made incredible effort on it.
So your advocacy work, of course, has kept you busy. Nonetheless, has it taken a toll on you being in exile, particularly in these times of lockdown?
Well, definitely. For me, it's also devastating to witness my friends, my former colleagues, going back to jail, especially for Joshua. He's been there several times. For the previous time, I could still be with him, pay a visit to him, help him to work on all the daily chores, or even I went to jail with him in 2017. But for now, I have to experience everything from a faraway distance, it really makes me feel really sad. But I think every one of us has to transform this negative emotion into the impetus for us to keep going, because that's exactly what the trio want.
You're not there this time for Joshua Wong. What do you think is his frame of mind at this point in time, one day after that conviction?
He is a tenacious and persistent person. He's one of the most keen believer of democracy. So I believe that he will make it through, and he will stay as strong in prison as the one who stays outside. So I believe that he will come back stronger. But for me, the worry is for Joshua and Agnes, they still has additional charges on them. And it is also possible for the government to put more charges under the national security law on them. So it is possible that they may not step out of the jail as the sentencing they have now. They may suffer more charges, and the sentencing could pile up. So that is something I'm really worried, that they may step out of the jails in a very long period of time.
Is there any other destiny possible for Hong Kong's pro-democracy movement at this point?
Being an activist or politician in Hong Kong fighting for democracy, incarceration or even imprisonment seems inevitable. So for them, they need to have a iron mental stability and state to cope with all these difficulties. It is painful, but possibly this is something that we all together have to go through as the other people who had fought for democracy in previous times. So I really wish all of them the best. And for me, as an international advocate, I will still do my part and try my best to help the people on the ground.
Well, we wish you all the best, Nathan Law. Many thanks for speaking with us here on France 24.
Thank you so much.